When I initially saw this post, I asked myself, okay, what is the new information in this? Because the headlines regarding Kenya and Brit and Bravo, I mean, it's hard to parse through what the actual updates are if you've been following, because we kind of know what the big picture is, right? But the neighborhood talk breaks down some new information. So we're going to discuss it. And then we're also going to discuss some more Atlanta news as well. So stick around for that. Sky Squad, we are back in the building. Yes, indeed, we are, with a little bit of afternoon tea or nighttime tea, depending on where you are and when you're watching this. Side note, y'all, don't forget the Faceless Content Live Masterclass is tomorrow. If you are somebody who wants to create content, but you just don't want to show your face, I run into that a lot. And people are always asking, well, how do you do it? I started my first Faceless channel in 2020, then my second, and then my third, and then my fourth. Okay, so creating Faceless content. And we found a bomb Faceless channel today when I was doing one of my one-on-one coaching sessions. We found a bomb Faceless channel, and I cannot wait to show it tomorrow night because I'm going to break it down. And honestly, it surprised me. Okay. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. The link is in the description for that masterclass or pinned in the first comments. Now, let's get into the Britt, Edie, and Kenya more of it all. So the headline reads, Britt Edie says she was told that she could return for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, but only if she agreed to film with Kenya Moore amid the $20 million lawsuit. So I think that I thought it had been, and let me like the post. I was tagged in this earlier, so I think this is the one I was tagged in. So I love that. First of all, can we just give it up for the caption? It says, neighbors, it looks like season 17 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta couldn't have been way messier than Pinky Cole and Angela's read off. Okay. Now, y'all know that Britt has this lawsuit. Now, Bravo has been trying to shut down the $20 million lawsuit tied to alleged on-set harassment of a sexual nature. All right, she's claiming that the situation went way beyond anything she agreed to when signing up for the show. Britt says during filming, Kenya allegedly displayed explicit photos of her on poster boards, which we know, in front of other cast members at an event. She claims the moment shocked not only her, but her co-stars too, saying nothing like that had ever happened on the show before. Producers are telling a different story. They claim that Britt wasn't a victim and that she was warned before joining that being on Real Housewives of Atlanta could come with stressful or emotionally challenging situations. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to take it back, but I'm not going to take it back. Okay? When you sign your contract to do a lot of reality TV shows, I don't know if they're still the same, but from my understanding, from what I've seen as well, the contracts are relatively thick in terms of what they say, and you really have to go through with a fine-tooth comb. And one of the things that always has stuck out to me about contracts is that essentially, and I'm paraphrasing here, producers can do whatever they want to tell the story, okay? So if that means inserting footage here, inserting footage there, putting your voice here when it was really there, all of those things can happen. But what I don't know is if someone allegedly showing naked photos of you in front of a group of spectators who are not just cast and who are also a part of the general public, I don't know if that falls under the purview of stressful or emotionally challenging. I mean, that situation would be stressful and emotionally challenging, but I don't know. that's not usually what people are signing up for, especially if for whatever reason you're not shown the photos and allegedly, and then you didn't realize that you've been put through months of torture, that it isn't you. But then wouldn't you know if it wasn't you already if you didn't? So I don't know. There's a lot to parse through there. But anyway, Bravo is trying to shut it down, and she's fighting back. She's also saying that the contract she signed did not cover anything like what allegedly happened. And as I stated, it usually doesn't cover that. And there's no way she could have seen it coming. That's what her argument is. If you are in the law field, if you're an attorney, I would love to hear from you what your breakdown is of this. And I'm sure you guys know of someone who out there who does this sort of thing, that breaks down these legal aspects of pop culture, especially for the shows that we like to watch. I would love to hear. So if you guys have a link or something, put it in the chat. I want to know. I want to know. I want to understand it a little bit better, because my law and order SVU university degree does not really help me here. Okay. Now, Brit also claims that Bravo removed Kenya from the show mid-season and launched an investigation, which we do know happened, but then later told her that she could come back for The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 with one major condition. She would have to continue filming with Kenya. Okay. Now, meanwhile, a source close to production tells TMZ, though, that Brit was never actually asked back for season 17 at all. What y'all think? That's what the Neighborhood Talk asked. What y'all think, neighbors? Okay. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for this story. All right, so let's get into this. Typically, the letters go out for the next season after the reunion has either been filmed or aired. Usually, I think after it airs, from our understanding of this. So because Brit did not attend the reunion, that could be the technicality of why it is that she was not asked back. She didn't show up. So usually in the event that the person does not show up, unless your name is Mary Cosby, okay, you are not asked to come back. You are poof, vamoose, gone, right? So there is that little bit of a breakdown on how that could have potentially worked and why it says, well, she was never asked back for season 17. Was the intention, though, to ask her back? Had she been asked back before the reunion and then after she decided to not come back? Or was the thought that she shows up to the reunion and that would mean she was coming back? I don't really know, because there's what she's saying and then there's what they're saying. So it's hard to parse through. Let's talk about whether or not she should have had a conversation with Kenya. I think that if the photos were not her and there was a substantial raise involved, then I do think that we could have perhaps worked through something. But that would have definitely required, I mean, for me, a huge apology. And I'm talking like we would have had to really go there, and they would have really had to have shown the entire conversation. But the problem is, as we saw with Giselle and Wendy, as we saw with Giselle and Monique, we may not have ever really gotten much from the conversation, because as we see right now, there are indeed 8 wives. Would there have been indeed 8 wives if Brit and Kenya had both been back? We don't know. What I do know is, if Brit and Kenya had come back, we definitely wouldn't have gotten the Angela versus Pinky that we just got. My greatest wish would have been that we could have gotten the Brit versus Kenya in the way that we got Angela versus Pinky. But unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think it's unfortunate. I really grew over the years to like Kenya and enjoy her, because I think I understood her what she was doing on the show a lot more. I think in the beginning I didn't quite get her, but I actually enjoyed Brit. So I was looking forward to seeing where we would go with it all, especially towards the back half of the season. I think that she had some interesting situations occur, and I would have loved to see how she mitigated those circumstances. So it's unfortunate that we don't have them both. But what we do have is Pinky Cole. So Pinky pulled a candy on us, y'all. So after Pinky was told about the wife in the basement by Angela, because apparently it was news to Pinky. Listen, Angela's verbal assault on Pinky is literally still on my mind. I cannot get over the incestuous teeth of it all, the commingling teeth of it all. It's just, I can throw a rock and hit 10 people that you owe of it all. There were so many just like boom, boom, boom. And again, Pinky managed to play a little dodgeball up in there, but man, it was definitely Angela's game to lose, and she did not. It's like Angela knocked on the door, Pinky swung it open, and Angela just walked right on in. All right, and made herself comfortable. So after this wife in the basement conversation came up, I asked in my review, I was like, who is the wife in the basement? So then Pinky does a candy. She takes the lemons and she makes some lemonade, and she creates a full-on book out of this. Okay? The woman wrote a book in betwixt the time period that they either went through this whole situation and the filming and the editing of the season, or either that or she had somebody write this. I don't know what she did, but the woman came up with a full-fledged AI promo video based on this wife in the basement concept. Let me tell you why I think that this is super smart. And it goes so much deeper. Now, I know I see a lot of people in the comments that are saying, Pinky doesn't give Housewives, maybe Bell Collective or Love and Marriage Huntsville. Not one positive comment. I see someone says no. And someone else says, girl, bye. Let this be Pinky's first and last season. We're tired. I just feel like, why is it, and I ask this question time and time again, why is it that when the people don't like somebody in an episode, they will crucify that person as though that person just does not even deserve to be on television? And I'm like, we're only on episode 5. Like, y'all started the same way with Angela, with Angel from Potomac. Then by the end of the season, y'all were rooting for her. I just feel like it goes from one extreme to the next. And I think that I wish that there could just be a happy medium where it's like, ooh, she got red, or ooh, Pinky be doing too much. That I could take, but it's like when the people be saying like, get her off my TV. It's like, did you even give the woman a chance to really breathe and fall into the role? It's like, man, I would hate to see what some of y'all would have thought when we first started watching Housewives and we were first watching these shows. Man, y'all would probably not have some of y'all favorites that y'all have now if it were based on their first season. Y'all wouldn't. Y'all just wouldn't. Social media these days, man, can be brutal. But here's the thing that I feel like is so smart about what Pinky did with this situation. And again, I want to shout out the Bravo Shade Room for posting this. And granted, everybody in the comments can think what they want. I feel like that you have your opinions and every opinion is valid, but I just wish that they sometimes weren't so extreme. Um, I like this. I like it a lot. Let me tell you why. It screams Lifetime movie. If you notice, and this is because I've also taken screenwriting mentorships, I've paid for mentorship in the screenwriting industry because I am at some point, okay, this is at some point going to be on your TV screens, right? But the reason I think it's so important is because if you study the titles for Lifetime movies, this is exactly the type of title Lifetime goes for. In creating her own promo for it, which is super smart. I did that for my first book, but I paid real actors. It's super smart because it gives a visual display to what the book actually is about. There is a story there. And the story reads as such. And I love that she put it on the cover. She came looking for a fresh start. She found a life she couldn't ignore. And in the trailer, you can literally see what's happening, what the book is about. And to be honest with you, I'm not I'm not one of those people that's tied to a certain reality TV star in the sense that I want to either see them go or stay. I'm just here to spectate, view, and be entertained these days. This is smart. And if y'all can't, it's crazy that a lot of people can't see the bigger picture and what she is potentially trying to do. Not only making lemons out of lemonade. No, you can't do that. Reverse. Make lemonade out of lemons, which is something Candy would do. But she's also positioning herself for residual income. All right. A new stream of income, a book series, and with the visuals attached to it and the name, the way that it is phrased, this could be Pinky's next step in her evolution from not only slutty vegan owner to now author to now movie of the week from Lifetime, for which she could produce. She could do the hiring for the talent. And all she needs to do now, because she has the connections and she's on television, is to start casting and then get this in the right hands or produce it herself, which, I mean, based on the situation, it sounds like she might want to get it to a network or something like that so they can pay her. It's smart. Like I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, I I y'all might see her as annoying. I see her as someone equated her to Bose and Amanda, a combination of Bose and I cannot unsee it. But I think I'm less annoyed by Pinky because I feel like Pinky, what I think her problem is trying to get ahead of all of the stories. And if you say it to everybody, I'm doing the bankruptcy, I'm doing this, nobody can really use it against you. Although Angela did a pretty good job of doing so in a very comedic way, though. It was nothing really new except for the wife in the basement. It really wasn't. It was no new information. And if you are annoyed with her for being so engaged, then I don't really know what to tell you because that's what she's supposed to do on this show. Now, whether it annoys you or not, that's a completely different story, and you have every right to be annoyed. But I will tell you, y'all gonna look back at this, I believe, and some of y'all are gonna think to yourselves, I was too harsh way too soon. That's what I think. But we'll continue to watch as the season plays out. I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I didn't want that video to be too long because I knew I had a lot to say about this. But I think y'all need to really give this an opportunity. And I am actually going to purchase this book. I'm going to purchase it because now I got to see it. I got to see it for myself. I want to be one of the first. Pinky, let me tell you like this. Let me say it to you like this. If you are looking for an if you are looking for some help on this on making this into a feature film, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay? Now with that being said, I'm gonna catch up. Oh, again, don't forget to register for the Faceless live. Like it's live, so it's gonna be you ask questions. I'm gonna break down what to do, how to do it, and examples for you to utilize so that you can basically replicate those things in your own way. And so you can start generating content, because I know a lot of y'all just don't want to be on camera. It is what it is. I get it. But some of y'all do. Some of y'all do. And if you do, then I have something special coming up for you too. So don't go nowhere. You know I'm always up to something. I'll catch y'all in the next video.